Hey you guys, we are going to do a little what do you call it? Turkey. We're gonna do a little turkey tonight, and I'm gonna be using this pre-made sketch that I have done, and this is going to be so fun. I'm just honestly using a piece of carbon paper underneath of this piece of paper that I've printed out on just like a regular office printer, black and white, on just a piece of paper, and I'm tracing over my turkey, and it's going to transfer this entire sketch onto my canvas panel. This is like a canvas board. You can do a normal canvas, you could do art paper, you could even print right onto art paper. You could also just go ahead and use a projector. Let's say you wanted to make this bigger. Or you can, just make it small like this. Make it any size you want, which is what I love so much about these little pre-made sketches. They can be whatever you want, and you can paint them any color that you want. You can add patterns, you can add names, you can add, the sky's the limit. So I'm just making sure to go over every single little line before I remove my carbon paper, especially like getting the eyes. You don't want to miss that part. Getting all the little pieces of her tail. Wings. I know girl turkeys normally don't have those big fancy tails, like that's normally the guys, but I don't know, it needed eyelashes, and maybe this is just a guy turkey that has really fabulashes that I'm super jealous of. Okay, so I'm finishing up all of that. Now, before I totally remove it, I go ahead and look to make sure I have everything I want on there. So now, I want my background to be bluish purple. Really fun. Oh, there's cats down here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you this trick that I love to do. And this is just like a color wash. I lost my paper towels again. What in the world am I doing? So I like to do a layer of color wash, which is just as it sounds. It is a layer of paint washed on our painting just to cover up the white. So you don't want to use too much water at this part because we're going to be painting pretty quickly and we don't really have time for this to dry. But if you do use too much water, I would just pause the video and let it dry a little bit more before painting on top of it so that your colors don't all run together. But if you use too much water, you didn't ruin it. It's just you want to wait for it to dry a little more. So just pause the video and come back. But I am going to get this all on here, using a little more water towards the outside here. This is a different canvas board than I normally use. I like these little panels because they're thin, easy to store, easy to paint on. They're great. So there's our under painting. Now, you get a drink of water. we're going to start in on our turkey. And I want my turkey to be mostly brown with a little bit of like maroon. So I'm just grabbing a paper plate to use as my like mixing palette. I'm going to grab some brown and some maroon on my paper plate. Oh, I need to really work on my brushes. They're very crusty. Gross. I'm going to start by mixing my brown and my maroon. And I'm going to just come over and do my body on my turkey. Kind of going with the flow with the feathers. I'm not covering up the entire blue. I love that it's showing. It looks very feathery. Kind of doing this body part in the back. I'm going to do its wings also. Love that. Okay, so next I'm going to actually come up and do some of these fluffs just to tie in that color into the back part of our tail. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to do my turkey head like a bright pinkish orange color. So I'm going to get some of this bright pink, bright yellow, and mix up a pretty bright orange. I can't even tell where I'm at on this TV. There. A bright yellow, and this is going to be the neck and face. So kind of like, oh, it's picking up the blue. We're going to have to wait on that. All right. Let's do the feet, which are going to be this yellow ochre color. Okay. Not staying in the lines. All right. I'm going to mix that with some white. I'm going to do my tail. Back here. Working my way around. Turkey tail. And this is just like very effortless, very quick. So fun. Some of these paintings. Almost went over her head. It's kind of hard to see my sketch with the blue. I normally do a lighter color. It's looking pretty. My cat is playing with a lid, if you hear that. Very annoying. All right. Dashing a little bit of that in there. Gonna do his beak. Cute. Now I need a color for that back little spot. Maybe I'll do this bluish gray for that back row here. Okay, now I need to find a smaller brush to do my bright. I'm gonna see if that works with their nails. Yeah. See that really bright orange. Just being careful to not push too hard and drag up that blue underpainting. Okay. Oh, I love it. Now I'm going to do my background color. I'm going to use purple. Do I have a good spot for purple? I want it to be like a light purple, so mostly white and a little bit purple. Get a bigger brush again. Grab my purple. It's going to be like a really, I don't know, pretty lilac-y color. Kind of going through my tail here. See how I've touched my yellow a little bit and it's kind of adding to my background? I kind of like that. A little bit of smearing. Gives it some depth. Pretty, pretty, pretty. A little turkey. Got a little close to my tail there, but oh well.